Welcome to Table for One. I'm Holly Cotton. Whether you are single by choice, single by force because someone broke up with you, or you just need a break from your current relationship for your peace of mind or self-care, Table for One is going to give you the tools to redefine singlehood by covering some of the topics like today, where the cold front is coming in. Now it's starting to be really amplified that guess what? You is single and you're sleeping at lone tonight. So I have Heather Kilway, and Heather is going to give us some of the tools that we can use to kind of navigate the cold season so we don't go back to our ex and we don't jump into something where now we have a future ex. So welcome, Heather.
Thank you for having me. Super excited to be at Table for One and joining you, Miss Holly. This is wonderful.
So first, before we even go into all of this stuff, just give us an insight into what exactly do you do? Like, why are you the person that we can ask, hey, what do you think your recommendations are?
Yeah, so I'm a master's student, and I'm getting my degree in marriage and family therapy and specializing in sex therapy, or what I like to say is intimacy.
Okay, so we got some tools for you guys. I'm ready for that. So before we go into all of the recommendations, I scroll on TikTok all the time, and there is always someone saying, don't go back to your ex. Or there's people that make TikToks like, this is the time, it's cuddle buddy season. And I know for a fact, as a single person, when I get in bed at night and no one is there to warm those sheets up, I'm like, girl, you are very single. So before we go into all of that, I want to show you this funny TikTok as someone who wrote a book called Don't Call Them, how this is going to be applicable to today's show. So let's go into that TikTok, and then I want to hear what you think about it.
It is bitter cold outside. It is cuddle weather outside. It's cuddle weather for sure, okay? But don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Single ladies, don't you take a step back. Don't you call his number. Don't you let him come over just because you're a little cold bookie. You better get you the biggest blanket. You better find you the biggest teddy bear and keep yourself warm. You better fix you hot cocoa and pour some Baileys down up in there. Don't call him. You don't need him to keep you warm. Stay the course. It ain't that damn cold outside.
Again, I feel the pain because I said when those cold sheets hit me at night, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that ex might be someone that I can call. You had some recommendations. You're going to give us some tools. What is the thing? Because let's start immediately with the weather. So how can we combat getting in the cold bed at night?
Well, definitely prioritize your comfort. Set that mood, whether it's with candles, with the dim lighting, nice, soft, cozy blankets or loungewear. And we're never too old for a blanket fort. Bring all your blankets, bring all your pillows, stack them up on the couch, snuggle in with a good movie or a good book, and really bunker down for this colder weather. Again, it's all about the mood, so always set that mood by using the dim lighting, getting all of the blankets and your pillows that you own, make that fort, and nuzzle in for this colder weather coming in.
Okay, so when people hear that, they're like, girl, a blanket is not going to keep me warm. Okay, you know what, Holly? That sounds great. Yeah, give me a weighted blanket. Okay, yeah. But let's be real about it. That is not a body next to me. And again, this is gender neutral, so whatever you identify as or whatever your preference is, we're talking to all of you guys. So what about that? Because again, going back to the ex is such an easy thing. I know, so I wrote a book about it. How can we stop that, especially whenever those lonely feelings come, holidays, winter coldness? What's your advice on that?
Yeah, so regardless, single or not, I am big pro in solo masturbation. Grab your favorite toy, take it for a ride. Try different positions. Be on all fours, be on your back, be on your side. Take it in the shower or the bathtub. Maybe in a different room, maybe in your living room. Just get creative. Watch an erotica or listen to an erotica. Do what feels familiar and comfortable to you. I mean, the more you get to also explore yourself, the more you get to know yourself, right?
So one of the things that I know a lot of people sort of choose instead of a partner is a pet. So Can you give us some insight in that? Is it healthy to have a pet as a partner replacing your partner? Or is that unhealthy? Are you just basically, what is like transferring the energy from one thing to another? What's your opinion about that? Because some of these pets on social media, they get treated better than the baby daddy. Like they are getting nails done. Like people are like, forget a partner. I'm just going to keep my pet. What's your opinion about that?
As someone that's grown up with pets and has 3 pets of her own, they do get treated better than her partners. Sorry. But get a pet. They will love to snuggle with you just as much as your partner. Now, does that fill that niche of like a human body being there? No, but it has been shown that it still gives you that comfort. It still gives you that sense of security and safety. So pets can be just as beneficial.
So that leads me to my next question. Now, we're talking about all of these things that you can do to supplement being single, right? That I don't have that person. So at what point does it become an unhealthy coping mechanism? At what point is it like, okay, now I know you're embracing single life, but this is where it's crossing over. What is your opinion about that?
Yeah, crossing over with the pet or just
No,
being solo?
anything solo, period.
Okay.
Like now we've adapted too much with being single. So now is there a point where you're too single and doing other things, whether it be the pet, masturbation, whatever it is? Like, is it too much of embracing being single? When does that become unhealthy?
I don't think it ever becomes unhealthy as long as you know your wants, your needs, and your desires. Like you know yourself and your true self the best. So no one, not TikTok, not Facebook, not society, can tell you when it's time for you to jump back into the dating pool. Only you know. And are you ready to make that commitment, have that emotional tie to someone again, consistently checking in, always needing to be with them? Or are you enjoying just being you?
I'm here and I go back and forth with the self-love. As you know, I wrote my book, Somebody's Wife or Not, Discovering Self-Love and Single Life, shameless plug. But that's what I talk about loving yourself and embracing where you are before you now move on. So can you help us, for anyone that's listening, with the reassurance of how choosing singleness and for whatever reason is actually a great thing?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things to say is self-love is not selfish. So putting yourself first is okay. But as long as you're still being respectful of yourself and others, there is nothing wrong with taking time and stepping back and figuring out, what do you want as an individual? What are your needs? What are your desires? What are your dreams? Do you still want to be where you're at now, or do you want to move across the country? Do you want to explore a new career? Or are you needing more in the bedroom? Like, that's up to you.
Okay. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about another TikTok video because I love videos. I think they're great for conversation. So we're going to talk about that. We'll be right back, you guys. Welcome back to Table for One. I'm Holly Cotton, and I'm here with Heather Kilway, and we are talking about how we're going to embrace single life, especially in the cold weather. We are letting you guys know it's okay. This is what we're going to do, give you some tools so you can navigate it, because we're going to this TikTok again, Heather, and this is what we want you guys not to do. So let's go to that TikTok. Your ex is somewhere right now pretending to be in love just to have a place to stay this winter. Okay, first of all, the cats and dogs hugging each other was that got me. But I know, as someone who is a mother of grown kids, I just keep saying to myself, oh my gosh, I hope that my kids are finding people or being single and embracing it without going and settling for a toxic relationship just for the sake of saying that they have someone. So again, we're trying to say, hey, we're redefining singlehood. What do you think about people going and living with someone or finding a partner just to say that I have someone to be cuddled up with?
I would encourage them to look deep into themselves. Like, are you doing this because you're being selfish and the holidays have put that couple like stigma on you? Or is this something that you truly want? And I would advise that at the end of the day, if it's because you just feel that need to have that warm body next to you, someone is going to get hurt, whether it's you or that person. And we want to avoid awkward conversations of breaking up a relationship. Those are never fun. So again, going back, really tuning into what are your beliefs, what are your needs, and seeing if that is the right choice for you, because you don't want to end up in bed with
the wrong person. And I actually, that's what I was going to say. I love that you said that, because one of the things that I'm always talking about is, listen, I've done a lot to heal as a person. Yes. Do not bring that foolishness around me. I want to make sure that I am healed, and I want the partner to be someone that's healed also. So whenever you're thinking about that, like, I'm healed, who am I going with? Is being in a fake relationship even worth it? Should you fake a relationship?
No, definitely do not. Please do not fake a relationship. That is not going to be beneficial for anybody. But what I would encourage is, if you're not looking for anything serious, be upfront with your partner. Be upfront with that person. Be like, hey, I like you. I enjoy your company. The sex is good, but I'm not looking for a serious dating relationship. So yeah, I may be seeing others on the side or not, but let your partner know. Be upfront, because maybe that's not what they're looking for. Maybe they wanted that real connection, and then they know, like, it's time to close that chapter and go somewhere else.
Well, and I also think that there's so much pressure right now, especially with the cold front and winter and the holidays, that you have to have a cuddle buddy. If you don't have a partner, something is wrong with you. And I want to make sure that we are empowering whoever is watching or whoever's listening that, hey, you don't need a partner to define you. You can be great by yourself. So that's one of the things that I definitely want to make sure that we are reiterating to them. So whenever you're looking at, like, that perspective of it, right? Like, don't be in a fake relationship. Don't go and hurt someone's feelings. But let's be honest. You still have a sexual drive as a single person. I know when I get in bed at night, the rose or whatever else, I don't have a rose, I'm just joking, but I know the name is called the rose, but toys are not going to fill that void. You know, there's not a body there. And then I'm going like, man, why do I love myself so much? Why am I so healed that now I have so many standards that I don't even want some doofus in the bed with anymore? So can you be single and have a great sex life?
Yes, you can definitely be single and still have a great sex life, whether it's trying different toys, using those different positions like we talked about, reading and listening to eroticas, watching your favorite porn, but also, if you still have to have that person just for that, what is it, 5 seconds? Like, whatever you need it for.
My old boo was a good hour, girl. It's hard to let him go. It's hard. I got a flashback. Okay, go ahead.
So, whatever the timing may be, like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth taking a chance of potentially getting attached to that person, to be so emotional, vulnerable, so raw with that person? Is that something you want to dive into? It's always a chance. It doesn't matter how much you're like, I'm single, I am here, I am not going anywhere, I'm not going to let anybody convince me otherwise. But what if? There's always that chance. Nothing's ever 100%.
Okay, so listen, you guys, we covered the holidays, we covered weighted blankets, we covered don't have an unhealthy relationship, but a pet is also something. We talked about single sex, some toys. Heather gave us some of the positions. I don't know what you guys are watching on TV, but she apparently gave us lots of positions that we can use. Erotica, all of those great things. So again, we are trying to redefine singlehood. We want you guys to know it's okay. Embrace being single, however long you're in this chapter. And this chapter may be for the rest of your life, but while you're here, it is a great chapter to be in. Again, I'm Holly Cotton, and thanks for tuning in to A Table for One.